I want to tell you a story. So there's this teacher, she enters to class and starts writing on the table an equation. 1 times 9 is 7, 2 times 9, 18, 3 times 9, and so on all the way until 10 times 9 is 90. She looks to the class and the class is laughing at her. Ahaha, you missed the first one, it's wrong. And then she says, I did that on purpose, just to show you how the world is going to treat you. No matter if you get it right 9 times, people are going to be stuck on that one time you made a mistake. And this is also how our brain works. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Maja Horvat and I'm a transformational coach. Today I wanted to talk to you about negativity bias. I don't know if you've heard about it, but I think you should. It's about how we are biased by the negative things more than we are biased by the positive ones. We tend to naturally dread our losses more than we savor our gains. Maybe you have noticed it with yourself. For example, at work, you've been having a lot of success, have a lot of successful projects behind you, but then one time something fails. And you keep dreading on that one and focusing on that one fail that you had maybe in months or years of your business. Why is that? So it turns out that psychologists and other scientists were looking into this matter because it was really interesting how come we are much more affected by the negative things that happen in our lives instead of the bunch of positive things that happen. And it turns out that the ratio between the negative and the positive is for every negative thing that happens in our life, we need at least 3 positive things so that it outbalanced it. Isn't that strange? Yet this is how we function. So now let's get to where does this negativity bias come from? It comes from the caveman times, because in those times it was much more crucial that you paid attention, or your mind and consciousness paid attention to the dangers that were out there instead of the nice things. For example, if there was a beautiful sunset or sunrise, there were no consequences whether you witnessed it or not, but if there was a dinosaur chasing you, then you better run for your life. So throughout history, the negativity bias became kind of our second nature. And now if we transfer this to our modern times, we are still functioning, our brain is still functioning in the same old way, so reacting to the negative things much more strongly than to the positive, but the reality in which we live in is completely different. I don't know if you noticed, but most of the things, the challenges, the problems that we are facing in the current society are more on a mental level, right? So there are not really any threats that would immediately threat our lives out there. It's more about interpersonal relationships, it's about the career, it's about all kinds of different processes that are going on in our mind but are not really endangering our lives. So having this awareness about our negativity bias hopefully empowers us in how we react to certain things. And like with all biases, once we are aware of it, we can also do something about it. So what can you do about your negativity bias now that you know that you have one? For example, as I mentioned before, for every negative thing that happens in our lives, we need 3 counter positive things so that we balance it out. So what you can do is look for other positive things when something bad happens. For example, you can even do it yourself in your mind. Ask yourself, what are you grateful for? This is an excellent way how you remind yourself that there are beautiful and positive things around you and in your life. Second thing is actively look for the positives. I'm not saying that you should go on about unicorns and rainbows all the time, because that's not realistic. But what I am saying is, yes, look for the positive things, because if you're looking for them, then you will find them. And since you know that we are prone to negativity, then when you are looking for the negativity, you will also find it. So be mindful of what you are focusing on. And this is the same way with our beliefs. Our beliefs are just ideas that were formed or repeated long enough so that they became internalized and we started believing them. So we are now looking for evidence outside in the world that are confirming our beliefs. And with the negativity bias, it's the same. We are kind of reacting to the negative things that we are finding around us. And as well, one thing that you can do is, from my own experience, I kind of changed or reframe whenever something negative happens to turn it into a learning opportunity. And I'm sure that you heard this one a lot of times before, but are you really doing it? Try to implement it in your life. It's not that easy, but you do need to have some control at the beginning and remind yourself that, yeah, I'm feeling really shitty right now, but what can I learn? What can I learn from this experience, and how can I be better next time so that it doesn't happen? So those are just a couple of small ideas that you can do in order to turn the negativity bias around into your favor. Did you find this content useful? I hope you did. Don't forget to share it with your family and friends if you want them to know about it as well. And don't forget to follow me on my other social media channels from Facebook, visit my website, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.